I'm here to talk to you today about something that's very near and dear to me, which is how do we make more money? I learned this stuff in like 2016, 2017. And it fundamentally changed the way I think about making money and really understanding like what it is that I need to do to grow my business. How much sales do I need to break even? How much sales do I need to make a certain dollars per month? If I'm gonna buy a new piece of equipment, I'm gonna invest in this thing, what do I need to do for that to make sense, right? That's what you're gonna know how to answer that question by the time that I'm done here today. And so a lot of that just comes down to clarity, right? If you have clarity around what you need to do, that's what gives you confidence to be able to move forward and make those investments and have the confidence to make that six-figure hire because you have very good clarity on what is the incremental sales that we need to do that justifies this investment, that gives me a return and makes sense. And so this diagram here, this flow, is how every single business makes money. Right? It doesn't matter what it is. This is how everyone makes money. Where you have cash that pours in, right? So your cash is pouring in. That's going to be your sales. And then every single dollar that comes down, there's this pair of scissors, right? And every single dollar gets cut. These are called your variable expenses, right? So this is going to be like every material, the materials for paint, the labor, the royalties, the commission. And every dollar. It doesn't matter if you're doing $1 million, $10 million, $100 million, doesn't matter, right? It's the same percentages. We're paying 6%, 7% royalty. We're paying a 2% brand fund. We're paying 10% for paint, whatever it is, right? Doesn't matter what it is as a percentage. Every single dollar gets the same exact haircut, all right? And then what's left is called your contribution profit. So your sales minus your variable costs is what's known as your contribution profit. And that portion is what falls into this bucket, okay? And that bucket, this is all your fixed expenses. So every single month, you have base payroll. You've got insurance, advertising, your auto insurance, your fuel, your B&I memberships, rent, right? Debt payments, subscriptions for House Call Pro and Drill Bit and whatever. Every single month, you have this bucket. And how this works is those contribution dollars start to fill up this bucket. Right? Every dollar goes in, and it starts to fill up this bucket. And it fills it up, and it fills it up, and fills it up, until the point where it starts to overflow. It starts to overflow a little bit, right? Because you keep pouring in, and the money that falls off the side, that's the net profit. That's what we can pick up, and we can put it in our pockets. And if you can have this visual, that the money pours in, it fills up the bucket, and everything that falls over, that is our net profit. And so the goal as a business owner is you have a race to fill this bucket. You want to try to fill this thing as fast as you freaking can because you know what happens at the end of the month? It gets emptied out. And on the first of the month, you have to start all over again, right? Rent's due, insurance is due, base pay, everything has to restart again. And so you have a race to fill this thing up as soon as you can. And so I want to go through this little exercise to kind of show you how impactful that is. So let's say we have that one painter territory, and don't worry, Pinks guys, I have some slides for you guys too. We're doing $50,000. We have 65% of our costs are variable. So 65% gets a haircut, 13% materials, contractors, royalties, commissions, credit cards, 65%. So that leaves us with 35% is what we can contribute. 35% of every dollar is what goes to fill up my bucket here. And so if we're doing $50,000 in revenue, that would be $17,500 of contribution profit. Let's say my fixed expense there is $12,000, so I get to fill up that thing $12,000, which leaves me $5,500 of net profit left over at the end of the month. All right? So that's our base case. This is what we're kind of going off of here, but we have to get the visuals. So let's say the first thing we want to do is just increase the sales. There's three levels we're going to pull. Step one is more sales. And so we listen to all these breakout groups. We learn all these techniques such as like, we're going to get better lead conversions. We are going to hire better salespeople. We are going to do these pre-calls and post-calls and follow-ups and blah, blah, blah. We're going to do all these things. And we can get our business to $60,000 of revenue. Our percentages are still the same, 35% here. And now we have $21,000 of contribution profit. My bucket's still the same, $12,000. I have $9,000 of net profit. Pretty simple, right? But what gets really interesting is really when you start to think about it. So we went 10,000 up in sales. Our contribution profit, $3,500 up. Our net profit, $3,500 up. 100% of the increase in our contribution profit went to the bottom line, right? Because the bucket's been filled. This thing is brimming to the top with cash, and every single incremental dollar is just falling right to the bottom line, right? And if you can get that through your mind of, we got a race to fill this thing up, and then every incremental dollar is what becomes net profit. And so if you haven't been paying attention now, this is like the one thing, like write this down, right? This is the most important part of it, which is that once you fill the bucket, once you get that filled, it's 100% becomes your net profit. That's what falls to the bottom line. That is what the increase is. And so step 2 is say, okay, we're good on sales. What can we do to take a little bit less of a haircut, right? A little bit less money going to those variable expenses. And let's say we find a way to increase it from 35% to 40%. If you remember, we're paying 2% in credit cards. We pass that along to the customer. Maybe we increase our labor rates a little bit. We squeeze our vendor partners to get a little bit better pricing on our materials, right? All the things. And so now, same month, we're doing $24,000 of contribution. Our bucket's still the same. We're making $12,000. Same number of sales, 10,000. But now we are making $6,500 more in contribution, $6,500 more in net profit because we've been really good on making sure that we haven't grown the bucket. And then finally, we can shrink the bucket, right? We can get a little tighter on our expenses, on our insurance, on our fuel, and on all the different things, right? We can talk about other franchisees. What are you guys doing to save on costs? So let's say we shrink that bucket by $2,000, whatever it is. So now we're making $8,500 more. So we just took this base case of a $50,000 a month, making $5,500 maybe, and a few small changes, we almost triple the profitability of it, right? Increase sales, increase our margins a little bit, shrink the bucket. And so sometimes I think we have this thing in our mind that's like, we have to make these monumental changes, right? Like it's this huge, huge mountain that we have to climb. But when you really start to understand, there's only 3 things we can change, right? This is it. Like, how do we get more sales? How do we get our margins just a little bit better? And how do we cut down on our costs a little bit? And so that is what it looks like. One of the most useful exercises with this is the break-even, right? I think it's kind of where a lot of us kind of starting out. You just start a business. You have a lot of expenses. It's to answer the question, well, how much sales do you need to break even, right? I'm going to launch a new territory. What does that need to do to make money? I'm going to launch a new brand. How much money do we need to do in sales every single month in order to be cash flow positive? And so we can just reverse it. You take your fixed costs and you divide by the contribution. That's all. That's super simple. So let's say we're doing $13,000 a month as our fixed cost. Like this is what it's going to cost every single month. We have a 33% contribution margin. Take your calculator out. Super simple. It's $40,000. All right. Then we say, well, I'm not in this to make money. I'm not in this just to break even. I want to make some money. Let's say I want to make $7,000 a month. What do I got to do? $20,000 divide by 33%, 60 grand, right? You come and say, well, I want to double my profit. I want to make 14,000. Do I need to double my sales? That's the common thing, right? It's like I think I need to double my profits. I got to double my sales. Well, let's do the math. And if we have $13,000 of fixed expense, our goal is to make $14,000 in profits. So we need $27,000 in total. Let's say we get a little better on our contribution. We squeeze out another 2 points. We actually only need $77,000, right? $17,000 more, and we double our money. And so it's back to this thing of we don't have to move mountains here. We just got to get a little bit better. And what I implore all of you to do is go back and start to kind of run your numbers. Take your P&L. It's actually super simple. And I mean, we all have the same variable costs. It's materials, it's payroll, it's commission, and it's probably credit card fees. Those are going to be your variable expenses. All your other ones are fixed. You can look at them month over month, quarter over quarter. You can compare territories. And you can know what your numbers are, so then you can start to kind of model this out for your own business, to then start to set goals of incrementally doing just a little bit better. And in this case, $17,000, it's like one job potentially in the paint business, maybe 2 jobs, and we just doubled our profitability for the month. And so like all of us are just like sitting on like this huge opportunity. And I think for a lot of us, including me, like we are at the edge and we just got to break through. And what do we got to do to break through? A lot of it is like sometimes it's just a better team, right? Sometimes even in our organization, we just don't have the right people. And I know that if we can get the right people doing the right things, following the process, proud of their work, you know, like John was saying, like they bleed blue and white, right? Or pink and white, right? We want people who want to be there and they love it and they drive it and it's everything that they believe in. Like those people are out there, but we got to go and find them. And that is the only way that we're going to break through. And if we have a bunch of people who are just there to collect a paycheck and there to because it's easy, like we're going to be that old guy all tired